The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Thomas, called Didymus, one of the 12, was not with them when Jesus came. So the other disciples said to him, "We have seen the Lord." But Thomas said to them, "Unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger into the nail marks, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." Now a week later, his disciples were again inside, and Thomas was with them. Jesus came, although the doors were locked, and stood in their midst and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands, and bring your hand and put it into my side, and do not be unbelieving, but believe." Thomas answered and said to him, "My Lord and my God." Jesus said to him, "Have you come to believe because you have seen? Blessed are those who have not seen and have believed." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Today we celebrate the feast of St. Thomas, the doubter, the doubting Thomas. In both the Old and the New Testament, oftentimes God is seen as dwelling high on a mountaintop, far above his people. In the Old Testament, for example, Moses going up to receive the commandments. Or in the New Testament, in the Transfiguration, they go up to Mount Tabor. Higher you get, the closer you get to God. And it's been said that all of our life is about climbing that mountain to return to God our Father. And it's said that some people have an easy climb, a nice, steady, easy gradient. Some people have difficult times. And that in fact there are as many different paths up that mountain back to God as there are people. Because we're all unique and we all have our own journey, what we refer to as our faith journey. But in truth, every human being is trying to climb that mountain, is trying to return to God. It's like there's a homing device within each of us that's drawing us back to God our Creator. For us, we have religion and our faith. There are others who have no faith. You may have heard people talk about, well, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Well, that's spiritual, that's spirituality, whatever. That's that drawing, that call back home. The good news in our gospel today is that our God is not distant on a mountaintop, but he leaps from his throne, wraps himself in human flesh, and comes among us. Our God is searching for us. Jesus comes among us, and God searches us out, each one of us. This is what Thomas was trying to wrap his head around. After living with Jesus, experiencing Jesus for the few years in his ministry, seeing him die, and then being told, no, he is back, he is among us. Thomas has to accept that on his own terms. And sometimes we might look at Thomas with some reproach, like, my gosh, I mean, you lived with this man. But if we're honest with ourselves, deep down inside, we each have that experience of doubt from time to time. It may be that we encounter a rough patch in our journey back towards the Father. And we find ourselves crying out, Lord, Show yourself. And let's face it, we live in a world that is, from the moment of his birth all the way up to the present day, trying to destroy Jesus. There are people and groups of people that are continuing to try to crucify him. We live in a society, after all, which is sometimes completely without God, or at least proclaiming that religion is passé. It's a relic of the past. We don't need that anymore. Today, Jesus puts the invitation to us. Do not be unbelieving, but believe. For the Spirit of the risen Christ is among us today, performing great and wonderful works in the world and in our own lives. And he's most tangibly with us in the church and her sacraments, and especially in the Holy Eucharist, where he comes body and blood, present physically to us, with the invitation, do not be unbelieving, but believe. St. Thomas points the way for us. There's not much known about his life following that encounter that we hear in the gospel today. But we know that when he recognized Jesus as not only human but divine, it completely changed him. And he went forth on mission. Tradition has it that he went to India, Pakistan, that region of southern India, and that he converted many people, many hearts to Christ. And it's said that he was put to the sword when he took money that was supposed to be going towards building the palace of the king, and he gave it to the poor. Do not be unbelieving, but believe. Your God is searching for you.